Party's over.
But I'm so hungry.
Trash my house. Huh? You make out with Diane. You want breakfast now?
It'll get me to leave.
So, what are you doing today?
Well, we're back with episode 5 of Made for Love.
I Want a Lawyer is what this one's called. They're all I want something.
They're very... This is a weird show. This was... I guess we'll start with Fiffany. This was a Fiffany-heavy episode.
It was.
So, if you're actually watching us for the plot of the show, we haven't done a bang-up job.
I think we did a better job on the, episode.
Well, the premise is that they're working on this chip to sync people, and it's meant to be for better communication, but they're currently testing on animals.
Well, she wants it for communication with animals.
Oh, okay.
That's what Fiffany was developing it for, is specifically for animal communication, so that we can know what animals are thinking and, wanting and needing.
And so it was primarily working with Zelda, and we established that Zelda was unhappy in the first episode. I assumed it was the conditions under which she was being kept.
Apparently not. Apparently she's satisfied with her pool and cube.
But she was aware that he had operated on Hazel, and that was one of the reasons why she was sad, and she, in fact, did try to help Hazel escape. So Fiffany knows that. Fiffany is trying to get, so this chip is like her life's work, or her big thing. And so they're trying to get it out of Hazel's head and sell it to a competitor.
Who apparently is her ex-husband.
That's the competitor they've chosen.
Yeah, Ignacio.
But is it just solely that they want it out of Byron's hands, or do they want money, a combination of?
Probably both. I think Byron is a narcissistic megalomaniac, and
proving unstable.
He is going to do bad things with it.
I'm back to thinking he's just a hard, plain. Well, he's not hard. He's a very soft, plain man. I do not think he is an alien or a robot.
Okay.
Because they made a comment about how he can't orgasm, and I'm like, oh, he's just a dude.
Just a regular
who
dude.
is wearing his problems.
Just a regular dude laying all of his bullshit on a woman.
Yeah, that's what I think we're dealing with now.
Just a man in America.
Yeah, so she's trying to sell it to her ex-husband, Ignacio.
Yeah.
She was able to meet up with Lyle. He is hanging in there.
He is. He, though, still has his fingers on ice, and I love you, Lyle, but those fingers are gone. You're not getting those reattached. It's been days.
Well, depending on the fingers might be okay, but this part is not.
Yeah. This is going to get really disgusting. They're going to definitely have to cut off more of his hand, or the finger stubs that are left in order to reattach. And then these two fingers are going to be shorter than they're supposed to be. There's a lot going on.
And so where this particular episode ends, they did catch up to Hazel, but
Byron had sort of merged unexpectedly and just immediately was I'm gonna, because Hazel, he could see Hazel talking to the lawyer trying to get a divorce, and she was like, I wish I'd stayed at the bottom of that pool, and he was like, oh, she'd prefer to be dead than be here, so I'll give it to her. Just chilling.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is, so they think she's dead? Or just too far gone?
I just think the merge is I think it's more dangerous for her. They might think, Fiffany, I think, thinks she's dead, because she was it'll only be 11 minutes. Or 11 seconds. Yeah.
So then back to the lawyer. They were trying
Biff.
Yeah, that was bold. They were trying to go to Biff because Biff got Bangles' cousin. He broke into an Applebee's and peed everywhere, and Biff got him off. Yeah. So
I loved that Hazel was like, Byron once was sued by the United States government for having a monopoly on data mining, and he didn't get
and
convicted.
He won. Yeah. And we did find out that Bangles apparently does have a kid. It's just not
with jalapeno dick. It's fine.
We're going to find out it's yeast dick.
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Isn't his name Liver or something?
It is Liver. Yeah. He's credited in all the episodes, but he has only been in the one.
So.
Okay. Also, I want to talk about the space work with Bennett and Byron that they were doing, because he wouldn't stop watching Hazel on the VR. And so Bennett was leading him around by the shoulders, and he just kept running into shit and not paying attention. I was obsessed with it.
Well, and Will was right, because I can't remember if Byron was in the cocoon. I think he was just laying on the ground. And Bennett came in and did this really weird crouch.
He was like kneeling all the way, so his butt was almost touching the ground. His knees were right in front of his chest, and his back was like hunched really far over. It was very funny. It was very comical. And then they were showing him in full profile, so you could see the whole weird thing his body was doing.
So we still don't know what the noodle is. He keeps calling her noodle, and we have not gotten an explanation.
I mean,
for
if
that.
it's as boring as they went to an Italian place for their first date, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed. It's got to be something else.
It was acknowledged within the show because that guy that was talking to her in the street was like, "I'm not calling her that. Where did that?" So I mean, the show at least acknowledged that was
it's a little bit of
a strange thing to say.
Yeah.
The Ray Romano of it all is more interesting than I ever would have figured.
I love Ray Romano.
That water runs deep.
Yeah.
It appears. It doesn't seem like it would, but...
You mean Herbert or Ray Romano?
Herbert.
Okay. Yes. I think both. And so you didn't really love The Big Sick, that movie. That
was fine.
Kumail made.
Yeah.
But that was like...
I liked it fine.
That was like the first thing I had seen Ray Romano in where I was like, oh... You're not just a guy that's got that voice and you're like 6'4" and, you know, all of this stuff. I think he's actually very good, and I think he just had to be older to get this.
He seems more wounded than he lets on, and he was really rattled that she might have tried to kill herself.
Yeah.
And we did get confirmation that her mother's dead. I thought they had said left.
No. They said dead in like episode 2. Like as soon as she
said
found
that.
Him. No. He said it. Yeah, he said since your mother died or something like that.
I thought he said left.
No, I think she got cancer.
Okay. I don't know. It was weird. Do you think we're gonna see Biff again? Presumably he works for Byron now.
Yeah, I don't really. Well, it seemed more like he was like giving him a head start to run away, and I like that's alarming as well.
We did have Fiffany break into a section of the cube, where she tasered Remy. I don't know what of this is coming back.
Sure,
it all kind of feels happenstantial or
a little bit. It does right now for sure.
But also maybe intentional. I don't know.
This was not as sprawling of an episode.
Yeah, that was it plot wise. Yeah. The saying he can't orgasm felt like something.
Yeah,
I really like a slight gauntlet being thrown down.
I put a button on that too, because that also explains then in the first episode why he wouldn't let her go down on him. Which I don't know. There's a lot happening.
So we're gonna go watch that.
Oh, Bangles made out with Diane.
Oh yeah, she did.
Has Diane been drinking? No, she's a doll.
Well, they made it seem like they got Diane out of bed to have a slumber party with them,
which I think is actually
that's what I would be doing with the sex doll that we've already discussed.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I probably would be treating it like a real person.
Well, I mean, but
I wouldn't be making dinner for it, wouldn't I? Though
only so that you could have
eat
2
it
dinners.
After. Okay. I can't stress how creepy I wouldn't be with my creepy sex doll. Like, I can't stress that enough. I'm absolutely talking to it and fucking it, but it's not going to be weird.
But in a cool way.
Yeah.